Today's video is going to be on breeding Kenyi cichlids. Kenyi cichlids are relatively easy to breed and mature at about 2.5 to 3 inches. And the colors are actually make them one of the easier fish to determine the gender, where your males are going to be yellow to dark yellow, even some are bright yellow, and your females are going to be blue. But the tricky part comes in when you have two males in the tank and you have one that's more dominant and one that's less dominant, and the less dominant one will stay blue to keep the territory and any kind of confrontation to a minimum. That way it doesn't look like they're trying to challenge the more dominant male. Another way that this is kind of tricky, but you can also tell if they're a male, if you have a blue one with multiple egg spots, like anything from like 4 to 6 egg spots, you can definitely tell it's going to be a male. I'll explain that later in the video, why the egg spots are there. But conditioning them is relatively easy. You can do frozen food, live food, like bloodworms, brine shrimp work great. Live brine shrimp is even better if you can get it at a local pet store. That way it kicks them really into the mood for breeding. Also water changes. You're going to might want to do about 25% weekly water changes to refresh the water to get them into the breeding. Another thing, when you're pairing them off, you want one male to 4 to 6 females. This way it kind of disperses any kind of confrontation or territory battles or anything like that with the male picking on the female. Like I said, you can do this in a 55-gallon tank or bigger. You can also do it in a smaller if you want to do more water changes. About a 15-gallon tank is about the smallest that I've tried it in, but I was doing water changes about every other day of 25%. This is removing any kind of waste or anything like that. You can do a bare bottom tank, you can do a gravel tank. These guys really aren't picky since they are mouth brooders, so they're going to be raising the fry in their mouth for about 3 to 4 weeks. And in that period, it's actually normal for your female to stop eating. So don't be worried if you see any kind of swelling like right underneath the throat. That's most likely fry or eggs sitting in there. And when she has those in there, she actually won't eat any food that you put into the tank, so that's perfectly normal. Don't panic. It's probably one of the number one questions that I get about Kenyi cichlids, is that they're not eating, and like I said, that's perfectly normal. They also are, they prefer vegetables in their diet, so you can do zucchini, cucumbers, lettuce, anything like that is going to work great. Also in a later video, I'm going to show you how to extract the babies or eggs from the mouth of the Kenyi cichlid, and it's actually a relatively easy method to do. And like I said, with the egg spots on the males, what happens is the female will actually gather the eggs in her mouth, and then she'll think that she missed one and go to grab the anal fin of the male, which has the egg spots on it, and that's when the male fertilizes the eggs. It happens so quick you don't even realize it's happening. So I mean, by the time you realize what has even happened, it won't be for a couple of weeks that you see the eggs, and that's really when you know that they've bred successfully. It's very unlikely for the females to hold a clutch of eggs that are infertile. I've seen these guys breed probably 2-3 dozen times, and I've yet to see an infertile batch be held in their mouth. And it could be that they just eat them quickly or get rid of them. These guys do become very territorial when it comes to breeding, especially your male. He will attack anything that comes near the female, and the female, if feels threatened, even by you, she will swallow the eggs or the fry. So you want to really make sure this tank is in a quiet area. And like I said, they're about 2.5 to 3 inches when they start becoming mature. So your best way is to get about 6 of them, put them in a tank of about 55 to 75 gallons, and let them grow out and pair off. That's probably about the easiest way to do it. Leave comments below. I'll be doing a video weekly on different fish. If you have any suggestions or questions, leave them below in the comments. I'll answer them as soon as possible. Thanks.